It is the whole Croatian folklore that we get to see in the series. It's the music, it's the tradition, it's the food. So these elements all sort of enriched the story and the setting.
Developing the Croatian accent, one thing that I found very helpful was sort of to keep a machine gun type of delivery a little bit. It's less lyrical. They're sort of ba 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 ba, and not always. You're quite often going down an inflection at the end. But it was great having Tony and Petar, and we were helping each other. They were carefully working on their English accents, and I was working on my Croatian, and hopefully, we'll have got there.
Have you been there, Helen?
To Croatia, yeah. A couple of times on holiday when Christian was small.
Where did you go?
We went to an island, Hvar.
It's pronounced Hvar.
Hvar?
Yeah,
Hvar.
Perfect.
We would go through the lines and just tweaked on them and worked on them and maybe correct them if needed. But my fellow colleagues are there very passionate about their roles, and they did a very good research. They dwell into the subject.
You have 2 phones?
What's going on?
I was just dropped my phone.
Anything to eat?
Pastica. In my one very important Croatian word that I say, which is pastica, which is the dish that Bianca makes downstairs. And I remember the first reading that we did, and I butchered it so badly, and they both laughed at me so hard. But I've definitely been very lucky in that respect, because so many other, actors on this job who are not Croatian have had to learn Croatian words and sentences and just generally and make it sound really, really good. So we've been so lucky to have Croatian actors on set with us who have been very generous with their time.
Be happy, Dosen. We can't have you making everyone miserable at my birthday party.
For my birthday party, it was absolutely fantastic. It was a fantastic set of scenes to shoot, and we had a brilliant accordionist called Ivo, and he came along, and Reno, who plays Pavel, or Pavle, I can't remember what we're calling him at the moment, he's been one or the other. He and I started dancing a little bit, and Jan decided to keep that in, and I liked that fact that all of a sudden he became one of her favourite boys. He was very attentive to Dubravka, and that was great, because all of a sudden we found a relationship that wasn't necessarily in the script, but it worked very well.
Where's Bianca?
I'm here, Mama.
Historically speaking, and from the cultural landscape, there has been a reason why the families had such a strong bond, because they were economically and socially depending on each other very much. And whereas in the Western countries, the socioeconomic environment was a completely different one, so they didn't need to have these strong bonds in order to survive. Yeah, I mean, every part of the world has its own sort of how do you say it? Specificity? Yeah, you know what I mean. Okay.
You're just such a disappointment. I owe you an apology.
Can't be too careful.
I don't understand why Stefan would point the finger at you.
Maybe he thinks I'm muscling in on his place in the family.
I hope our audience will actually, Croatian audience, Balkan audiences, I'm sure they will see, they will appreciate this. And it's always nice to hear your own language in an international project. You know, it's simply, I guess people will feel proud and happy, and maybe international audiences will be more interested in Croatia. So yeah, I think this is another nice way of representing our roots and our origins. I really hope people will love us, regardless of us being criminals. So we are not just criminals in Croatia.